Hello, I'm the Cringe Critic. I read it so you don't have to. Welcome back to the thrilling installment of Cringe Critic Reads. Today's horrors is actually a fan request. Lucky me. So, this week's thrilling terror is Winfurtime and charisk. Now, there's 13 chapters. And the person who recommended me this said that the tags are hell, so I'm gonna read the fucking additional tags. Oh boy, porn with plot. I'm not gonna read the entire thing, but I'm just going to read some choice tags. Porn with plot, fluff, slice of life. Sans is a hypocritical douche nozzle. Non-binary jar. Non-binary frisk. Oh, God. Char is 3 years older than Frisk and goes to university. Good for you. Char is androgynous as Frick. Frisk is a sweetheart. Char has their own body. Char has issues. Frisk is a werewolf. Body reinforcement kink. The demon that comes when you call its name. And not like Billow. I'm talking not like when Billow comes and Billy says his name 3 times. They mean come as that type of fucking jizz. That fucking type of cum, goddammit. I haven't even drank anything yet, my brain's already fucking up. Body horror, great. Char is attracted to Frisk and Frisk alone. Cool. Sans is a miserly cad. Smut, shameless smut. Fluff and smut. Shameless smut. You should feel very shameful of this fucking smut. Char's had rough, suicidal ideation. Oh, great. Say my name, king. Barebacking, soft char, pancakes, while naked. Dancing, separation anxiety. I have that. I can agree with that. Vaginal fingering. Glad they. I'm gonna take a fucking shot just to get through this. 69, sex position. Doggy style, mating, cycles and heat. Man, these texts got filthy real quick. No fucking shit. Body worship, Frisk is essentially a femboy. Now that I think about it, I made Char male-ish and Frisk female-ish as a joke, but came this whole other thing. Char is a horn dog. Frisk is two to a lesser extent. Secret relationship, panic attacks, self-doubt, sex scene, audio format, phone sex, force sex. Clothes sex, tent sex, rain sex, rain sex, huddling for warmth, cock warming, implied reference, underage sex, shaving, lactation. What is with lactation kink? What is with everybody's fucking lactation kinks? Mastery position. I didn't know that was a thing. Autistic Char. Oh, we have a real winner here. Back it up. We got a real winner. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna leave yet. I have to finish this entire fucking book. So, I'm counting that as a chapter. So, since we kind of has a chapter, technically there's gonna be 4 chapters. So let's see, 14. 7 episodes. God damn it, I hate my life. Whatever. Oh, God, let's get that out of the way. Oh, yeah. Winfurtime and charisk. I'm already in hell. Summary. Char comes home on the first day of winter break, and Fish couldn't be happy while Toro. Just gonna call it Tori. While Tori leaves to answer a business call from the embassy, though a killer blizzard hits, leaving the two snowed in with the threat of the full moon looming overhead and the only source of green magic on the other side of the cottage walls. Frisk may find themselves in a lot of pain tonight. However, with the only other person in the cards being the secret lover, who's to say this blizzard can't easily become a romantic getaway? Someday, but not today. Just a warning. This is essentially a collection of charisk sexy fluff. Part of the Werewolf Frisk AU alternate universe. Coolio! Chapter 1. Good morning, Summer. We are introduced to the concept of Char having gone on to be a college kid. Frisk have been blossomed into a curvaceous cutie, and how the both of them are partaking in a secret courtship. Okay, let's get this underway. It's the second day of God damn it. I don't know where my rubber band went, so I can't really pull my hair back. It's gonna be a bitch, or whatever. Let's see. It's the second day of winter break, and Frisk is sure that things are already back to feeling like they should again. The first day consisted of coming home after the long trek up the hill, as usual, but instead of an empty room, they find Char on the couch, knitting. Frisk was so excited to have them back that they ended their seemingly endless melancholy streak, quickly tossing their back to the floor and closing the distance. Ack, Frisk, you idiot, my knitting! They shouted. They shouted angrily upon impact, but were quick to return to the embrace. I missed you too, kid. Char had been away attending university in new home back at Mount Abbott for a while now. They couldn't stand humans. Well, with a couple of special exceptions, so they're excited to find that the monster-run university is still in operation, due in no small part to a sizable portion of the monsters still being reluctant to leave the mountain. The fact that they come home whenever they could afford to meant a lot to Frisk. However, that Char was always a little pent up. The first night of their visits led Frisk to suspect there were ulterior motives behind the visit and every opportunity they had. Memories of the previous night filled their head. A lovely welcome home dinner. Tori always whipped out the recipes, Friend Syndrome, she had time to perfect in the 8 years they had been on the surface for such occasions. And getting thoroughly wrecked by Char and Mario Party 2. Confounded friggin' Wario! They'd despaired aloud. To which they came with a reply, I get plenty of practice playing my roommate. They're just about as straight as you are. Ow. First I cut them off with a fist to Charles' left shoulder, getting a few hearty laughs out of the elder human. Frisk turns their head to the left. The morning Frisk had a gesture and cough their blanket. On the opposite side of the bed, Char sleeps soundly, their breath deep and content. A peaceful expression graces their pale, rosy-cheeked face, their eyes free of agitation, their pillowy lips parted slightly. Frisk's heart flutters, and they nuzzle Char's nose lovingly. God, they croak. What time is it? The voice makes it clear that they probably don't want to know. Oh, God, I keep reading this by half, too. Time for me to be waking up. A grin creeps on Frisk's face as they talk, and Char can't help but chuckle. Oh! That's right. Okay, sorry. It just hit me that they're non-binary, so they're being referred to as they. As someone who has to be reading this while possibly fucking drunk, it's gonna piss me off. Now, before you say anything, well, you cringe critic, you're this, I have nothing against non-binary people, okay? I don't give a shit what their pronouns are. But for someone who has a drink while doing this, who's probably gotten plastered at the end of it, it's kind of annoying. Because I'm already starting to get drunk. I'm already a little fucking tipsy. I've been drinking off and on all day, and this is the bulk of my drinking. Okay. Where was I? A grin creeps onto Frisk's face as they talk, and Char can't help but chuckle, donning a little smile of their own. Not quite, I'm still tired, they yawn. Snuggling closer to Frisk, pressing their chest up against the trim frame, their forehead against theirs. Having one's body constantly fluctuate for a few days every month has its perks. Charles thinks as they lazily drag a hand down Frisk's curvaceous bare hip. Come on, it's time to get bare hip. I don't want to know. I read ahead, I wish I didn't. Come on, it's time to get up, Frisk whispers, reaching to take hold of Char's wandering hand. Let me feel you for a minute first. They're so used to Frisk that they sometimes forget it's not normal for a human to grow into a huge fry behemoth every month. They can't argue the benefits the condition had on Frisk's normal body, though they think their mind going back to where their hand rests. They eventually lean their head down to kiss Frisk's neck, before sitting up and climbing out of bed, with planning to retrieve their clothes off a nearby chair. After pulling their shirt on, they lean their head back to check up on Frisk. A smirk sneaks onto their face when they find that the tanner-skinned human starts to pull their shirt down over their head because they don't want to stop looking at Char's precariously dressed body. Char stops jumping in place, giving up on getting into their pant leg for the moment to stare back. They stammer once they realize they've been caught, and quickly pulling their shirt down to cover their stomach. Char laughs at their embarrassment, smiling the kids' ears are now burning a bright flush of red, ruining their attempted neutral facade. Frisk, they drawl essentially. Excuse me. Frisk tears their gaze away from an uncooperative sock to see Char back on the bed, laying on their stomach, pants still only halfway up the legs. Char crawls close to them, hooking their arms around their waist and rubbing up against the bed. Frisk is feeling very unbothered. Char makes a sexy face, worrying their lower lip, and quickly thereafter picks an eye open right ahead. Fuck my eyes up. And quickly thereafter picks an eye open for Frisk's reaction. Ooh, that's definitely worked them up. They put their mouth up to Frisk, pressing their chest into Frisk's left arm. Time for the fun bit. I was born in 1967, they whisper, evilly letting their eyes. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ, I read ahead. Why do I keep reading ahead? Ugh. Frisk buries the head into their hands. I'm in love with an old fogey, they mumble. So lovely to say that. So lovely of you to say that, dearie, Char croaked, and it was. Boo! Frisk's feet hit the floor with a very loud thud, one which could not be heard over Char's brief, self-righteous chuckling. Here we go. Here you go. Nothing entirely sexual, but it's going to get worse. I have a feeling. They whirl around and press their mouth against Char's, kissing them passionately, cut them off. Char whines. The one time I don't need fighting syndrome. It fucking happened. To their chagrin, but quickly returns the gesture. They can shoot themselves for making that overly thirsty sound afterwards. But just before Char can envelop them into their arms, Frisk breaks away, grabbing and holding her face just out of reach. Char whines pitifully, their tongues squished between their cheeks. They probably asked for this, but it didn't mean they have to like it. I'm going to get you back for this. I hope you realize you're playing with the best, Frisk says dangerously. Frisk then hugs them, squeezing them tightly before stepping out of the room and into the hallway. Char pulls up their sweats the rest of the way, wetting their lips after letting their mouth hang open for so long. Should they be worried before they too get up to the bathroom? Okay. From here on out, I'm just going to say she for both of them and her. You get the idea, because it's going to be easier for me to fucking read that like that. So, fair warning, I don't care that they're non-binary, but for the sake of me reading this, for the sake of my drunk mind, I have to say she. Char crosses the threshold, leading from the hallway into the kitchen. The floor is lined with textured white linoleum tiles and wooden cabinets line the walls. Tori is stationed at the stove, and to her left, the sun shines in through a window, illuminating the sink part of the table. She spots Frisk sitting at the left hand. Okay, I was I was wrong. Let's go make it hard for me to read. So yeah, they spot Frisk sitting at the left-hand side of the table, already going down to a plate of sausages. The wolf within, hard at work, they say, leaning over Frisk's shoulder. Frisk grumbles at the comment, but otherwise continues to ignore Chara. Good morning, Chara. I trust your supper toy calls, drawing at the sound of the skillet frying up bacon. Eh. Ugh. There we go. It's too early for sing-song voices, they groan. Taking a seat opposite to Frisk, bacon smells good. Some idle chatter ought to throw off anybody who heard the first part, in case for whatever reason it offended them. Indeed, he makes you be surprised to learn that I originally planned on making barbecue instead of bacon. Charo narrows her eyes. They didn't like the incredibly suspect tone she's taking. But I didn't have any spare ribs. The cabinet door to the left of Troy's leg pushes open inside a 4-foot tall skeleton, all distorting out of it like it was his house. As if it were his house. This was a setup. Chara squeezes her fist tightly, narrowing their eyes in an over-exaggerated fashion. Woke up on the wrong side of the grave. I even helped set up the table, Stan says, hopping up into the chair. Hopping up into the chair next to Chara's, Tori snickers, making Chara roll their eyes in annoyance. No, Smart, I didn't wake up on the wrong side of my grave. They turn back to their food, mumbling pridefully. Last time I checked, nobody gets laid into a grave. Chara's eyes immediately move to meet Frisk's. There's a half-eaten sausage patty in their mouth, and their eyes are full of fear. A flash of cold sweat washes over Chara. Their eyes widen and dart out from their break into Sam's face. Maybe he didn't hear what they mumbled, but Frisk certainly did, and if there's one thing Sans is good at, it's making inferences. Stupid super doggy hearing. Probably took that reaction, looked through his vocabulary for words that sounded like they were saying that could garnish that scared reaction. His eyes are staring a hole through their skull. Shit. What was that, Chara? Double shit. I did not quite hear you over the skillet. Sans is grinning as usual, but his eyes look just a little bit angry at this moment. They decided right then that their volume control needs some goddamn work. You say a word, I will not hesitate to eviscerate you, Chara says. Surreptitiously reaching over to grasp a nearby knife, Frisk looks alarmed, but Sans just shrugs. Hey, I won't judge. It's not up to me who you want to bone, he whispers, winking at the end, because of course he does. Incest is pretty weird, though. He mumbles into a convenient mug of coffee, averting his gaze. Oh my god, Sans, we're not even. Charles' tone sounds half furious, half terrified, from frantic all at the same time. They continue to whisper through gritted teeth, but Frisk can't make out what's being said, because under certain stressful circumstances, such as this one, that being anxiety and dread-filled in particular, they can't concentrate. I can concentrate because I'm freaking woozy. Ugh. Frisk watches the scene unfold before them nervously, then turns their attention to Toy, whose gaze looks inquisitive in a way that makes him want to hide. Frisk, they seem busy. Why do they say they slept? Frisk heartbeat thumping against their chest. But their borderline panic doesn't show on their face. On the couch, they say matter-of-factly, alright then, crisis averted. Crisis averted! I was like, what the fuck is crisis? When the fuck did this fucking come in? It's wrong. Shit, my alcohol! Let's knock it over. But she turns back to the rest of the table, taking Frisk and Charles' empty plates, trying to brush off whatever unease she was feeling. Anyways, if you need an explanation, last night as everyone was turning in, I came to the kitchen to turn out the light. You see, when suddenly I hear somebody from coming beneath the sink. I opened one of the doors to find the galley had a stowaway. She laughs. That was a weak burp. Yeah, decided I could use a snooze cruise. Sans' eyes are now firmly closed, and she's resting his chin on a nearly full plate of bacon. Perhaps you're staying for the kitchen island, Sans chuckles. The motion causing the bacon grease to slosh around atop the plate. You mean like right now? Chara gripes. You're getting grease all over yourself. Dang, I was hoping you would let that one slip, he says loudly. Toy laughs again, and she begins to watch the skillet. He quietly adds, to where only Frisk and Char can hear, you know, like how you let your little fling with your adopted sibling slip. That's not really, okay, adopted. That's not really full-blown incest. Okay, I know you can still say, but it's still incest. You're right. But to me, that doesn't really count as incest. Like, adopted and like stepmom, stepdad, stepbrother, stepsister, step-cousin, that type of shit, that's not really incest to me. Incest is like, Joey's gonna hate me. Ling 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 ling. You know, fucking yeehaw, fucking Alabama type shit. Joey's gonna kill me for that. But you get the idea. Like actual like family members, like blood. That's what I think of incest. That's what I think incest is anyway. That's just me. Jesus Christ, Sans. First of all, you said you weren't judge, you lying bastard. Secondly, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I'm not even the same body anymore. Technically, I never got readopted. I asked them not to. I'm just kind of a lodger, or I was anyway. It didn't feel right to let them do that. I didn't even feel worthy back then, much less now, after everything that's happened. Oh, Charles does for a moment, an unimpressed look on their face. Oh, thank God, this chapter's almost over. You're quite the stunning linguist, Sans. But anyway, point is, we're not even siblings on paper. Now I'm just some extra baggage, as is proper for someone like me. So please keep quiet and let me hold on to something good for once. Sans searches their face for a moment. Man, you've probably had a lot to deal with, huh? They look as haggard as they feel saying that. Then, what now? Toy's voice is louder than what the table's whispered late in ears are used to, causing the three to win. We're planning a needlessly elaborate prank involving electric fans to pull on Papyrus and the kid over here. Oh, oops. Looks like that ticket's blown. Toy snorts. But first doesn't think. She looks all that convinced. End of chapter. End of the first episode. This is going to kill me. God. I can't even imagine what the sex scenes are going to be like. I'm scared. I'm like full blown scared.